Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday. Don here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center, which is actually my living room. But I digress from that. So, good morning, everybody. 7:01 is your time. Well, welcome to a Thursday. Just really the what do we call it? Friday Eve, right? Getting into the weekend. Yeah, so we're here for a Thursday, and for the most part, it's relatively calm on the roads this morning, which is always some good news here on this very early Wednesday morning. So let's talk to you a couple housekeeping notes here to talk to you about. We are now on Facebook here this morning. So we're actually streaming to my personal page. So we're going to see if we can get some traction there. We also have the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook page up and running as well. So you want to go ahead and like that, add your name to the list there. We'll be broadcasting to that tomorrow. We'll see how much traction that gets, but just trying to get as many eyeballs on the program as possible. Certainly leave a comment. Now, if you're watching us on Twitter, the comments, I'm not able to see them here. I can see the comments from YouTube and I can see the comments from Facebook. So that is just something to let you know. I did have some people reach out to me yesterday and said that they were watching us on Twitter, but I wasn't reading the comments, and it's because it's just the nature of the platform that I'm using. They're still working on that. It was a whole different thing when it was Periscope and Twitter and so forth. So that is the deal with the comments. So let me pull up the live banner there. I will bring up the comment section here for any and all who would like to comment here this morning. We are sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery in beautiful downtown Cranford in historic Union County in Cranford, New Jersey, right off the Raritan Valley line. You can get more information either at the bottom of the screen. You'll see Ralph's phone number and the address, or you can go to CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com for more information. So I think that's kind of the way we're going to do a little sponsor right at the top, and then a full sponsorship at 15:45 as well as 8:15 and 8:45. We're also trying to add a weather component in here as well. Hopefully you got a couple things in the works. Maybe that may come in towards next week, and that's when we'll do the weather at 15:45 here on the Tri-State Traffic Show, and then we'll do our sponsor, and then we'll get right into it. So here at 7:03, just kind of giving you the cliff notes of what's going on here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center. So with that said, let's get right to it at 7:04. Let me share the screen. Let's go share screen here. We go wide screen. There we go. Full screen, I should say. I want to share screen number one. And there we go. We've got our cooling fan on the computer. So we're going to leave the picture up as long as we can if the computer decides to work with me. So let's start here in New Jersey. And, for a Thursday morning, actually does not look really terrible. We'll start off, let's start off in North Jersey here first. Let's see if we have some volume building. Look at this. 208 is fine. 17. Route 4, 80 through Patterson, Wayne, all the way into Parsippany, looking pretty good. And kind of normal stuff here on the Parkway as you head north of about 147 up through 148, even Route 3. Again, this is that crowding coming off of 21 onto the ramps to 3, and then getting out by the Meadowlands and American Dream is fine. The Turnpike, Eastern and Western spurs are good. We'll get to the crossings in a moment. And yeah, we're up to 5 here this morning. Alexandra, good morning to you. Good morning from East Rutherford. No commute to New York City today. So good for you. That is good. And she usually rides the Maine and Bergen line. So we'll check in with New Jersey Transit in just a couple of moments. Now, it looks like the 1-9 approach here coming up into the Skyway is a little crowded. So is the ride getting up in towards the Bay Extension on the Turnpike here early on. Gothel's Bridge a little busy because of the Staten Island Expressway. We'll get to that also in a moment. Also, eastbound 80 coming into Route 15. Starting to see a little sun glare working into the picture here out at Howard Boulevard, but thankfully no crashes as we saw yesterday. 287, 24, 78. Wide open, so it was 287 Edison and South Plainfield all the way up towards Bound Brook and into Bridgewater. The Turnpike through the Brunswicks is good, Route 9, the Parkway, and 195. So New Jersey is fairly quiet here this morning. Look at that. We've got 6 people already, and I think that's the Facebook component. So that's pretty awesome. So power of Facebook, right? We'll come down here into South Jersey. Deptford Interchange 4255 is a little bit onto the brakes as well. And check out the fan here on the computer. Yeah, it seems to be doing its deal, but there we go. 55 at 42 is going to be just a bit slow. You know what? I'm going to go full screen with the maps because I think it's just a little easier to read at times. And let's take a look. Let's go to the Parkway cameras here. My good friends over at the Turnpike Authority in Woodridge. Good morning, those fine men and women working there at the Turnpike Authority, controlling our cameras. Goody. Haven't spoken to him in a long, long time. If you're on Twitter, throw me a shout out here. Hello. Let's go to that camera at 147. Let's just see what it's building. And then looking the other way, going southbound. Let's check it out at 148 in Bloomfield. Here's north on the left, so that's starting to get a little busier by the minute. And then as we come up in towards Bloomfield Ave, that's north on the far left. And again, it's going to get crowded. Getting into Hoover Avenue on 150, it's kind of like, when is that not a busy ride? So for the most part, that looks good. Let's check out our transit situation here before we move to the city in Long Island. That should refresh. So it looks like we've got some delays popping up here now this morning. First, Raritan Valley. We got a cancel at a Newark Penn, the 759, because of equipment issues. So watch for that. AC rail line 7:15 arrival into Philly is 15 minutes late because of that Delair Bridge being open earlier for some marine traffic. And then the arrival in Atlantic City the opposite way coming back is up to 30 minutes. So watch for that. And then the corridor and the coastline are just some schedule changes here this morning. Let's check in with Path, shall we? 23 new Path alerts. We'll view those, check out that ride. And let's continue on now a little bit further south. Limited street access to World Trade Center, resuming normal service, and that was from yesterday. So that is in good shape. So is SEPTA. We'll do a quick check there. That is going to be fine. And let's run down the Hudson River crossings, and we'll see what we've got here on this very early Thursday morning. Almost said Wednesday. Almost said Wednesday. No, it feels like a Friday, really. 20 at the George for the upper. Save a little bit of time there. For the lower is 32, about 35 or so at the Lincoln, a little over 20 at the Holland. So that's kind of a normal progression of traffic, so to say. So this is the really only thing here in New Jersey that's cooking. 73 is in Maple Shade. We've got one lane closed, and that's really going to cause too much of an issue here this morning. So let's go over towards the city, shall we? We'll go back to our maps. Let's widen things up. We've got 5 people watching. That is good news. Again, we're on Facebook. So we're on my personal Facebook page this morning, just trying to test it out, test the waters. If you're watching this on my Facebook page, see the post that I posted yesterday and like the Tri-State Traffic Show's Facebook page. Just wanted to do it first on my page because obviously I have a lot more followers there than a brand new page. If you can, just click a like on the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook page, and we will be streaming to that tomorrow. So just a little bit of info there for you. Let's continue on. So we go to Staten Island, West Shore Expressway, a little heavy out by Arden Avenue. Outer Bridge, Goethals is fine. But the eastbound Staten Island Expressway, again, is a little bit backed up. A little bit backed up, but more like a lot. As we come across the island into the Verrazano, when is that not a problem this morning? Maybe a little bit of cloud cover out there as well, and that's kind of your friend is the cloud cover. Cut down on some of that sun glare. Bell Parkway, for the most part, is fine. A little bit busy west here, out by Plum Beach, passing Flatbush. But the inbound Gowanus doing what it does best here at 710, heading up in towards the Prospect, all the way up to the Brooklyn Bridge, and then south right out of basically the LIE and the Kosciuszko Bridge, heading almost all the way down into the Brooklyn Bridge is just going to be a really big mess here this morning. Westbound on the Belt is heavy passing the airport. Northbound on the Van Wyck is heavy all the way up into Q, and then the Grand Central building, some moderate volume now from the Clearview into St. John's, and then further up the line as you get out towards City Field. Westbound LIE is straight out of Nassau County all the way through the fairgrounds and in towards Woodhaven Boulevard. up the hill there. Let's head to the Bronx, where the southbound Bruckner, again, doing what it does best. As you come across the Hunts Point drawbridge, that's the problem. Westbound of the Cross Bronx into the Bronx River Parkway, I think we may have an issue there because then it goes completely green, and usually that's a pretty good indicator of when things basically just kind of open up for you. Let me just close up some of these tabs here to give the computer a little bit of help. We want to go to the city DOT cameras and let's just check out the Bronx situation, shall we? Let's head on over here. And again, I'm going full screen with the maps because I think it's a little bit easier to actually read and see here at this point. We'll put myself back on camera here shortly. It's my show, my rules, so we're gonna do that for this time. Let's see. This is my Southern Boulevard at the uh, where are we here now? Sheridan was the Sheridan Expressway, and now is Sheridan Boulevard. Taking the expressway off of that. Let's see. There it is. There is the vehicle in question. I knew I was right with that. It looked just looked too wide open once you got past the Bronx River Parkway. So we've got the broken down water truck, it looks like, sitting in the center lane. See, that's what happens sometimes when you get a broken down vehicle on a major roadway like the Cross Bronx. It just gets very difficult to get a tow truck out there. First of all, they got to sit in the traffic, and then two, they got to set up safely on 3 lanes of traffic in one of the most highly congested, busiest roadways in the tri-state area, that Cross Bronx Expressway. So that could be out there for some time. Let's just see how far back that delay goes. You saw it with the maps. So you're going to be through the interchange, and this is just slowly building here out by the Hutch this morning, which is the Bruckner interchange. So we've got that on the radar here this morning. South on the drive is a little bit busy getting out to the RFK Triborough. Kind of things here, shall we? Kind of get a better mouse here, I think, too. Again, folks, this is coming from, we're doing this from my living room, so this isn't a full TV studio. So you just kind of have to bear with me. This is at 127. Yeah, I just jammed up here and into 125. And then further down the line to 120, it's stacked and packed there as well. Let's go a little bit further out by 111. Yeah, that's, it's still fairly busy. Let's blow that up there. Steady moving traffic, we'll put it in that column. And then when I blow the screen up there, then all of a sudden everything gets all cranked up here. Let's see if we can go this way. There we go. Now we've got it. So cooking here at 90th. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a terrible ride. Let's check out some of the bridges here. We'll check out the upper level to the Queensboro Bridge. Queensboro Bridge is under construction again. It just seems like they just keep rebuilding the Koch Bridge. It's such an old bridge to begin with. It needs a lot of help, but wow, that's a construction pattern this morning. And, those, not really, it's not really an HOV lane because there's no restriction on the amount of individuals in a vehicle. It's, the upper level turns itself to reverses traffic, basically. It goes all inbound on the upper level. Outbound, a lower roadway is the only way to get back into Queens. And that outer roadway, if you've ever been on the Queensboro Bridge and the outer roadway, you want a free ride, literally a free ride, yes, in the sense that there is no toll for that, but there's that outer roadway. Let me see if I find the camera there. That is a wild ride. I don't know why. I've been down there several times, and it is very I don't know how to say this. The railing is, you can see it here. There's barely any kind of a railing. If you're in a higher profile SUV or whatever, and you can see right over this, doesn't even look like there's a railing at all, and it's just single lane. It's a very, very unique experience on that Queensboro Bridge. But again, just a little inside baseball language for us here this morning. Whoa, we're going the wrong way with the mouse. Here we go. All right, so let's go back to the maps, and we're coming up on 7:15 now. Let's head out to Long Island very quickly. Westbound Southern is heavy from the Wonton to the Meadowbrook out towards Peninsula Boulevard, then the LIE crowds at the connector, and then further south in towards Lakeville Road and the Queens Line. Northern State is heavy out by Lakeville Road as well. And going east here this morning, starting to see a little bit of building volume getting out to 106, 107, but so far so good into 135, and then further west out by Deer Park Avenue, and then further west of that into 111, starting to see also some moderate volume. Now, before we get to Connecticut and the beautiful Hudson Valley, let's do a quick check of our weather conditions. Again, we're going to try to add a weather component in here, hopefully sometime next week. Got some plans for that. We'll check out the current conditions here at Newark EWR. It's 63, mostly cloudy. So a little warmer here this morning than it was yesterday at this time. We were into the low to mid 50s, and now we're up towards 63 there at Newark. Farmingdale at 62, 58 in Islip, 57 at Kennedy, 59 at LaGuardia, Central Park coming in at 61, and 62 at Teterboro, and 58 in Trenton. And you can see the calm winds too. That's also helping matters out as well. So we got a few clouds, a little overcast here this morning, a little cloudy. Maybe not the best time of the morning to maybe fly the drone with some of those clouds out there. You probably have that come up on your app. But nonetheless, not a bad morning. No rain at least, but I think there is a little bit in the forecast for tomorrow and into the weekend. So again, we'll keep an eye on this. Let's do a quick sponsor here. My friend over at Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery in beautiful downtown Cranford. This is the website, CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. Go in and speak to Ralph. He is an amazing individual, doing a great job in his 13th season here this morning, straight out of Queens. He's a Queens guy, makes some of the best ice cream in the tri-state area. Just amazing flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, just the staple three. Also award-winning Bananas Foster. Again, just amazing ice cream, all handmade from scratch. And it was just in there the other night, and he had a line out the door, and it's only early May. So once we get into the summertime, it really starts to heat up for him, and really just amazing ice cream on a very hot afternoon, evening. Also make some other great treats. We got the vanilla cupcakes as well as the chip witches, which are some of my favorites, chip witches and the flying saucers. Again, Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery is our sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. And you can see more information at the bottom of the screen in the scroll at CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. So with that said, we'll head over towards Connecticut, shall we? And yeah, this is kind of what I expected to see some traffic there. Bridgeport, Fairfield, down through Norwalk, and then south on the Merritt out of Trumbull as you make your way into New Canaan. It's going to be a busy ride. Let's bring up the Connecticut incident list, shall we? See what we've got cooking here. Good morning to everybody. We had up to 5 people there for a short amount of time. So we're streaming on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, but there was a link to one of my posts that I posted yesterday. If you can go ahead and like that, that's the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook page itself. Go ahead and like that page, and that's what we'll be streaming to tomorrow morning. So we'll check out the scene here in Connecticut. Yeah, just delays. So there's no crashes, no accidents, no major incidents. That is always good news. Let's do a quick spot check along 95, shall we? There's the riding Greenwich by exit 2 down to the New England Thruway, out at 3 and Arch Street, all the way through 4 looks good. Even into 5, coming out of 6 is not bad. Again, this is all south. That's on the cameras here this morning. As we make our way a little bit further south of that, let's head over towards Darien and the Darien Rest area. Traffic fairly quiet here this morning, other than our normal delays. Let's bring it over towards 18 in the Sherwood Island Connector. So yeah, this traffic here building just a little bit. I understand there's still images, but you can see some of the spaces filling in across the board here at 18. And let's go up to the Fairfield Rest area. 22 is a little bit sluggish. Same thing here by Benson, and this is getting into Brentwood, coming out of Bridgeport. And there it is, typical stuff here, 26 down through 24, and that we slow traffic heading away. So With that said, again, let's bring it on over to the Hudson Valley. We'll check out the ride here at 7:20. I think it's usually 7:20, right? In the radio business, this is where they started to give away tickets, right? Don't have any tickets to give away to anything. At least not yet. So that's a little bit of a tease. We'll working on a couple things here in the weeks to come, so you want to stay tuned with us. So southbound on the thruway is going to be a slow ride here from essentially the Parkway connector into the Palisades down to the Cuomo. Let's show you some cameras, right? You want to see what it looks like outside, right? So we will go. Where am I going to go? I got the Turnpike cameras. We'll go here. Let's go full screen with that because some of these don't go full screen. There we go. We don't want to back to Long Island in a moment, so we want to go over towards Rockland County. There we go. So now there's what's this? What is this saying here? Oh, there was. Yep, there it is. Let's see what they're saying here. Southbound before it's crash before 14B. So that just came in. Let's see if they got something here at 14B Airmont. See anything? Got pushed off to the shoulder, which is, you know, certainly a possibility at this point. Um, so I need to stop the camera to get some more computing power, right? Out to the throughway here at 17. We're fine. So this is the typical delays here on the throughway at 13. Show that video there. Again, a heavy ride. Nothing out of the ordinary, friends. It really isn't. Um, just that slow traffic. Not much you can do about that other than to leave some additional travel time, as we say here in the traffic business. Let's see what else we've got cooking here in the Hudson Valley. Again, fairly quiet. So maybe some are using that work from home thing. I believe Alexandra is today. She said she's not going into the city. So uh, saving a little time with the commute. Let's check out Peekskill and on over towards Westchester County. We're fine. 684, a little heavy on 84 west into Brewster, but Woodbury all the way up to Newburgh and 84. We're fine. So we're coming up on 723. Friends, we're trying to get a format here, we're trying to work things around, but sometimes some things need a little more attention than others. And, we're just trying to see how we put things together. If you have any suggestions, certainly leave a comment. Again, we're on Facebook now, which is new. Twitter, I can't read the comments from Twitter, so just be mindful of that. If you can swing over to YouTube and throw me up a comment there on YouTube, that would be easier because I can read it. But again, we are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So good morning to you, everyone. 7:24 is our time. Let's let's run down Metro North and the trains here before we come up on 7:30, and then we'll swing it back in towards New Jersey. And a quick word from our sponsor. Subways look great. Nothing across the board there. We go to the rails. Not much happening across Metro North and Long Island Railroad. So fairly calm morning on this Thursday. And sometimes I've always said in the traffic business that when you say it's quiet and it's calm, then everything hits the fan. So, um, so we'll see where we're at here early on a Thursday morning. So we're at 7:24. Let's see what we want to do next. Think our weather conditions. I don't think the next observation has come in. Nope. So we're still holding in towards the upper 50s to lower 60s. So a little warmer this morning than it was yesterday, but we're a little overcast, a little cloudy out there. So that could be helping out the ride. It's almost like, again, look, you want it sunny for as long as possible. We get it, but sometimes for the morning ride, a little overcast, a little cloudy helps cut down on that sun glare, and that continuously helps things move along a little bit better. All right, so we're at 7:25. Let's give you a rundown of the Hudson River crossings here this morning. I just got to take out some of these. Have to take out some of these tabs here because the computer is. I got the fan. You were with me yesterday. I had to get the fan. finally did that. So it seems like that's helping out a little bit. I don't notice the sluggishness in it terribly as it was yesterday because we're starting to really heat up to work on my thermal management. So we've got 5 people. That's really good so far. Yesterday I was struggling to get one or two, really, or three. So we're 21 for the upper, 35 for the lower at the George, pushing closer to 40 at the Lincoln and 25 at the Holland. So for the most part, we're kind of normal stuff. We'll just check out the Hudsons here before we take a quick break. Yeah, just kind of normal stuff across the span of the George. Head on over towards the Lincoln. So we're back to Route 3 in the Eastern Spur out by Patterson Plank Road. Coming off of the Turnpike at 16E is going to be a slow ride. And again, just really getting up in the truck routes 1 and 9 is where we're seeing a lot of traffic. And it seems to be kind of the norm these days, getting up onto the Skyway and the Skyway about span or so. We'll put it right underneath the covered roadway. But the Turnpike, the Bay extension looks much better. So even though that said 24 minutes, doesn't really break it out as far as what approaches that from. So I'm going to say the Turnpike is probably a little bit less, closer to 10. You just have to kind of come around the corner here. And you're going to sit in the traffic light. But all of this looks good. A little bit delayed here, getting up and on to the Bay Bridge. But at this point, that's really going to be about it here at 7:27. So with that said, let's do our quick sponsor. Sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery in beautiful downtown Cranford. You can see their information at the bottom of the screen. 908-272-3000 is the phone number, and CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com is Ralph's website. Ralph's on his 13th year, making some of the best ice cream in the tri-state area, located in beautiful Cranford, New Jersey, historic Union County, right across from the Raritan Valley line, the Cranford train station. So if you happen to be a train rider, certainly get off the train there in Cranford and head right across the street. Get some great ice cream. Again, he makes some awesome flavors: vanilla, chocolate, the strawberry, the Core 3, Bananas Foster, award-winning ice cream, Jersey Ice Cream Festival. Some stuff there. Party cake is my favorite. Also makes a lot of custom cakes. That's really another specialty of his, making these beautiful ice cream cakes, from a large sheet cake to a small round. Also makes some signature cakes, the Bananas Foster, the party cake as well, and chocolate blackout cake. Just awesome stuff, and some seasonal stuff as well for the holidays. And a real big treat with the kids are the cupcakes, and also the ice cream sandwiches, classic flying saucers, and chip witches. So once again, give a give a ride up to Cranford here if you are in the New Jersey area. Tell them I sent you. Tell them you saw it on the Tri-State Traffic Show. That's the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery in beautiful downtown Cranford on North Avenue West. Or if you're from outside the area, we'll come up as Route 28 because that is a state highway. In beautiful downtown Cranford, once again, phone number is 908-272-3000. You'll see his information scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So we're coming up on 7:30 now. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Tri-State Traffic Show here early on a Thursday morning. And again, I almost said Friday here early on. And yeah, good morning to you at the bottom of the hour. For the most part, a fairly quiet morning. Want to put it in that perspective, unlike yesterday and Tuesday. It's fairly busy. Kind of get the wider snapshot here of the situation. So yeah, so really not a horrible ride across the tri-state area, but we will certainly keep you apprised of any major problems coming up. Let me go ahead and just change the view here, and camera. There we go. Hi. So if you ruined me yesterday, we're having some cooling issues with the computer. So I got a fan for this thing. If anybody knows is good with computers, let me know how to keep this computer cool. It seems like it's doing the trick at this point because I don't really notice too much of a slowdown getting some good airflow onto this Mac Mini. It's kind of like a little stand with a fan. I think it's more for like a DVR or for a cable box or something like that. But So we're seeing a little bit of improvement. So I'll leave the camera on for a little bit. We may have to take it out in later on, just as the computer starts to heat up. So we're here at 7:30. Good morning to you, down here in the Tri-State Traffic Shows Traffic Center, which is actually my living room. So good morning to you. Big win actually for the New York Rangers. They stay alive there at the Garden. That was some second period. Unbelievable. Scored 3 goals in less than like 2.5 minutes. So congratulations to the Rangers who beat the Penguins and force a game 6 at the Igloo in Pittsburgh. That game will be Friday evening. So that's been an exciting one. Hopefully they can bring it back for game 7 at the Garden. I think this game kind of really woke them up, which is good news because the last couple games, at least game 4, got completely blown out. All right. So with that out of the way, with sports scores, let's stay here in New Jersey now at 7:31. Let's run down the deal. We've got some slowdowns here east on 78, although I don't have any issues of accidents here. This is just east of about Old Wick Road or so, in towards 287. Let's just bring up the incident list, shall we? See what we've got. 73. That's about it. Some unanticipated construction delay on 73. And well, that is causing a bit of a backup now. So let's see if we can find a camera in that area this morning. And there is one. Let's see if it works. Bring that camera up. This delay is there is the construction. So looky there. Look at that. So let's see if we can blow that camera up just a little bit. We can get a better view of what the story is. Yeah, so that's westbound 70. It looks like it's closing up the exit ramp. I can't really read that. Let me see if I can bring this little make screen because I gotta get the perspective right. There we go. For the camera. I think that is going to be let's see. Unfortunately, camera's not the greatest. Let's just see where we are with that. But yeah, that road work is still out there. So let's go back to where am I going? We gotta close out of the camera. That's what I want to do. Go this way, bring this back up. Got 5 people watching, so that's good news. Good morning to you. And wow, this is really stacked and packed here this morning. Oh, it just said what it was. Blah 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 to High Street. So 73 northbound ramp to westbound High Street. One left lane. That looks like well to me it looked like it was closed. I mean, zoom in here a little bit tighter. Haddonfield Road. Apps. Let me a little bit little closer view of that, and it's right in here. Let's check this out. So they're saying it's that ramp. The camera, I think, is right there. Um, Fork Landing Road. It's been a while since I've been down this way. So nonetheless, if you're on 73 and you use it to get out to 130, that's the bigger issue, other than the fact that you can't get off at that exit. Um, let's see if the computer will do it. No, side street 73. So we're going to spin it around. So it's this ramp here is what is shut. So let's do this. We will come this side and we'll take a look at the overhead sign together. Let's see what we got. 90, the Betsy Ross Bridge 90 West. Okay, so we want to close out of that and we want to close out of this. I see where this is going. So this is to 90 West to the Betsy Ross Bridge. So there we go, getting into Philly. So a lot of folks use 73, get to the Tacony Palmyra Bridge as well as the Betsy Ross. So let's go back here. We're at 735. Let's bring that camera back up again, shall we? Let's just see what the progress is. So there we go. Saying at High Street, that's where the camera is. There we go. So they're wrapping it up now. Work they're doing. My friends over at the South DOT Yep, there it is to westbound 90 in the Betsy Ross. So that whole ramp is shut. It's just not one lane, it's the whole ramp, which is basically the whole ramp. Um, so looks like they're just moving that apparatus around. I get a feeling this will be cleared here very, very, very shortly. I don't want to give an ETA on it, but looks like they're slowly wrapping it up. To me, it almost looks like they're repaving. That looks like it's fresh uh, asphalt getting onto the ramp to 90 West. So we're really stacked here. So if you're looking to use this, uh, coming out to the Betsy Ross and the Tacony Palmyra out of Maple Shade, leave some extra time. Going to need it here this morning. I would say give yourself at least another 15 to 20, just in the chance they sort of close up everything, because sometimes they do that to move the construction around. So let's see where time is 7:36. And yes, I did get a clock, so my brother will not be mad at me anymore. But he's in Yellowstone National Park, dealing with the buffalo blocking his rides. So don't worry about that. Yeah. So if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, throw up a comment if you can. Tell me where you're watching from and where you're headed here this morning. Twitter, thanks for everyone for watching there. Unfortunately, I can't read the comments, so just keep that in the back of your mind. So South Jersey is good, 55. I know we're a little bit behind here, but sometimes you gotta get a little more in depth with some of the issues. So Route 9, 347, the Parkway is good all the way through Ocean County. Monmouth County is fine. Look at 287. We're at 737 and 287, just slowly building some volume into Route 1. Eastbound 78, a little heavy from Oldwick Road out to 287. And then the Parkway building a little more traffic through that long-term construction here in the Union area. And that is going to be slowing it up just a little bit. And then further up the line, both ways through Bloomfield, when is it not busy? And it just doesn't seem like it ever wants to move through that location. Eastbound 80, we're starting to see some delays now from Howard Boulevard into 34, and then east and towards 42A for 287. There's our delays along 208. Again, most of these delays you can kind of set your watch to. They kind of just happen all at the same time. This is 208 heading south and towards Fairlawn out by Goffle Road, Maple Avenue, and then now 17 is starting to stack up here this morning, getting through the Garden State Plaza Mall. Let's take a look at Route 3. Fairly quiet, calm ride here this morning from Parkway all the way out until you get into Secaucus, the approach to the Lincoln. We'll get to that number in a moment. Then eastbound 46 is heavy out of Totowa, Union Boulevard, straight on through Little Falls and Montclair State. Again, that's just kind of normal stuff for the morning ride. So let's check in with our Hudson River crossings. Let's do a quick refresh. I'm sure the times will be a little bit longer. 24 at the George, 30 at the lower for the George, I should say 35 at the Lincoln, almost a half an hour now at the Holland. So that's starting to heat up fairly nicely. Let's head over towards New Jersey Transit. We'll check in with that delay that we had on the Atlantic City rail line. I have a feeling that's going to be there for a little while because that Delaire Bridge was in the open position for marine traffic. So about 30 getting out of Philly into Atlantic City. Let's check out the Raritan Valley. We've got a cancellation. The 759 out of Newark Penn. Again, out of Newark Penn is canceled with equipment issues. So you got to take the 906. So that's, difference there, a little over an hour or so. So just budget your travel time here this morning, especially maybe if you're heading out to Keene University or maybe heading out over towards Union County College. You can get it, you obviously take the train to Cranford, but then it's a little bit of a walk up to the college. But there are some that do that commute. So good morning to you if you are someone who does that. All right, so let's go back to New York City, and we'll start here in the Bronx. And we're starting to see our normal volume on the Deegan out of the Mosholu all the way down, basically in towards Yankee Stadium. Let's just see if something's going on here. I just have a feeling that no, it's just a lot of volume getting out towards Yankee Stadium. Again, friends, you lose that second lane, the third lane, I should say. Let's just check out the scoreboard here with issues in the city. Let's see. Bound. Okay, that's westbound cross Bronx. We'll get to that in a minute with that broken down water truck. The Northway, no, nothing there. It's Conic. Westchester ramp is blocked there. All right, so let's go back here. So the Deegan is stacked and packed, and there's our issue on the Cross Bronx Expressway. So let's bring up the city cameras. Let's see if we've had any movement there this morning as far as that being taken out of the way. I have a feeling the answer is no. So let's see what we got. There it is, Bronx River. Nope, truck's still sitting there. Again, like I mentioned earlier, it gets very, very difficult to get um, urgency apparatus or, I mean, using big words here, but just need a tow truck and somebody to come out and just tow the thing out of the way or whatever it is, or get it back up and running. So again, it gets really difficult. This, especially this stretch of the Cross Bronx, is a tough spot because there's really just no place for zoom in here and show you. Um, the Cross Bronx goes over Bronx River Parkway, so it gets tough for a vehicle to get on. You almost have to come on it here off of White Plains Road and get on here and come back around. So this one's going to be out there for a while, folks. It's already been out there since we've been on the air for 42 minutes now. And look at that. We've got 8 people now. Awesome. Leave me a comment, please, on Facebook and YouTube, Twitter. I cannot read the comments, so just keep that in the back of your mind. Yeah, we're backed up through the interchange, and now it's slowly creeping up here onto that Bruckner extension, if you want to call it that. And eventually it's going to back itself up probably out through Pelham Bay here if that's not cleared within about the next 15-20 minutes or so, or at 7:42 is our time. But northbound on this Bruckner is really heavy, getting up in towards a Hutch. Some volume there this morning. Also, the Bronx River Parkway is really getting hit hard here out by the Botanical Gardens into the Bronx Zoo, all the way down into the Cross Bronx. So, real tough ride. And what also is happening now, again, this was slow to begin with. It's not really some of it's a result of the westbound Cross Bronx problems because there's overhead signs all along here that's either showing crash or broken down vehicle, whatnot. So they're bailing out to the Bruckner here onto the elevated section, and then this is starting to back up a little bit more than I'd like to see into the RFK Triborough, and then you're right onto the Deegan. Again, this is probably the toughest part of the major Deegan is right in here. You only have 2 lanes. It's really narrow, and you have trucks, and there's a million things all going on at the same time. RFK Triborough into Manhattan is a little bit slow, and coming back from Queens into the Bronx is going to be hitting the brakes as well. So we got delays here also at the Throgs Neck and the Whitestone. We're going to put that in about the 10-minute category. Not even at 5 to 8 for the Throgs Neck, closer to 10 to about 10 minutes or so with the Whitestone. That Whitestone Expressway is just jammed all the way out to Citi Field, and then getting onto the Grand Central Parkway is just a real catastrophe. The LIE, we're stacked here through, we'll say Casino Boulevard west of the Clearview, all the way out to the fairgrounds. Again, just normal stuff. I'm not picking up any kind of accidents, crashes, broken down vehicles. Just a lot of volume pushing through Queens. Same thing west on the Grand Central, passing St. John's out of the Clearview. And then also the Jackie Robinson doing what it does best here at almost 7:45. Seeing a lot of traffic on the Van Wyck is going to be heavy from the belt on up in towards Kew Gardens. And now the eastbound side of the belt onto the Laurelton as you get up onto the Cross Island, starting to see some moderate volume building out by Belmont Raceway. Let's check the belts in Brooklyn. Now starting to see heavy traffic building as well from the Patrick Basin Bridge, Canarsie, all the way through to Flatbush, and then further west from Coney Island Avenue into Bay Parkway, and then east to right off the Verrazano is heavy. We'll continue over towards the Gowanus, just stacked and packed here through Industry City into the BQE, all the way up to the Brooklyn Bridge, and then the southbound side is now pushing Queens Boulevard all the way down into basically the Brooklyn Bridge. Just a lot of heavy stop traffic. Let's take a quick trek of the drive between the Midtown Tunnel and the Queensboro Bridge. Heading north is heavy. Also heading south here at the Williamsburg Bridge is going to be onto the brakes as well. The drive looks pretty good until you get out to about 125th Street. It's pretty busy. And then south on the west side is a slow ride on that Henry Hudson south of the George. Let's make our way out to Long Island And Long Island, it looks better than it did yesterday with those issues on the Meadowbrook. But the westbound Southern, it's going to be heavy from, we'll put it here just west of the Wantagh, all the way out to Peninsula Boulevard. Eastbound is heavy from 19 all the way into 22, then further out to 28, and then west is heavy here at 109 and 135. Kind of normal stuff. Then the LIE building some more moderate volume in Suffolk County out by Vets into 111, and eventually out to Deer Park Avenue. We're starting to see a sluggish ride. And then westbound here at 135 hits the brakes. Just normal stuff here at exit 44. Can't really get around that. And then westbound this morning in towards the Northern State Parkway connector also is going to be just a bit slow. Northern State, it doesn't look bad. It's out the Oyster Bay Road. As you get out to 106, 107, a little heavy here, just passing the Wantagh, and then it gets a little more sluggish here, getting west of the LIE connector, but certainly seeing worse. Yesterday was certainly one of those examples. All right, so 7:46 at a time before we head up to Connecticut and the Hudson Valley. Want to do a quick check of our weather. Let's just see what we've got. Any of the reporting stations coming in. No, we're still about an hour out. They'll probably report here in about the next 5 minutes or so, but still into the upper 50s, lower 60s across the board. 63 at EWR there. That's the hot spot if you want to call it that. But still a little overcast and cloudy, especially out of the island, holding temperatures down into the upper 50s. But the winds have certainly calmed down as well from the last couple of days. So that's some pretty good news there. Again, a little cloudy out there, so maybe it's helping with the sun glare issues as well. So, yeah, kind of just a normal spring morning. And again, we are trying to get a little bit of weather. We're going to see about getting some weather hits done, maybe sometime next week or the week after. So we'll keep that in mind. I'm going to add a little bit of a weather component as well. For those of you who remember the old traffic and weather days, if you're a Optimum customer, let me try to emulate that a little bit here for the Tri-State Traffic Show for the morning ride. Also, with that said, before we get up to 7:47 as a time sponsor, once again, Crime for Vanilla Bean Creamery is our sponsor here this morning. You see the information at the very bottom of the screen there. I don't know how these YouTubers do it with their fingers going this way and stuff. So you can reach out to Ralph, 272-3000. Crime for Vanilla Bean Creamery.com is his website, I should say. Makes some of the best ice cream in the tri-state area. And we thank the fine friends over at Crime for Vanilla Bean Creamery for being a sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. All right, so we are coming up on 7:48. Let's see what we want to do now. Let's check in with the rails, shall we? We haven't done that in some time. We'll get back to the Cross Bronx issue in just a moment. So let's check in with Long Island Railroad, as well as the subways and Metro North. Subways are good. Let's check in with Metro North. That's on or close. Long Island Railroad, things are fine across the board. Check in with Path here this morning. I haven't checked in with the Port Authority in the last half hour. We'll see what the situation is there. We are clear across the well, let's see now. Oh, no, that was from yesterday. So Path is in good shape. Let's check out New Jersey Transit as well. We had some delays in the Raritan Valley line with a canceled train. That will be the almost 8 o'clock train there, which is going to result in some delays out of Newark Penn. So they want you to take the 906. So it's not like, hey, it's the 8 o'clock train and then you're going to take the 805. You're going to sit around for almost an hour or so with that. So again, keep that in mind on the Raritan Valley line. All right, so transit looks pretty good across the board. Let's head back to Connecticut. My friends there in the Constitution State and my good friends over at Connecticut State DOT and State Police. We thank you for the information and the cameras here this morning in the Tri-State Traffic Show. We'll take a look at delays out of Bridgeport, 2613, and again from 9 to 5. Just normal stuff, friends. I mean, there's really not a whole lot you can do there. Trumbull, the Merritt Parkway is busy, 4635. And then some delays up towards the Hartford area. So let's take a look at where do we want to go next? You know what? Let's just see what we've got. What's our time? 7:50. Well, let's go back to the city because I got to talk to you about this broken down water truck that's still out there. So now we have a cone We got one lone traffic cone here, and that may have been from the driver just to get people around him so they don't somebody doesn't hit the truck from behind. I still, again, this camera here doesn't, I can't really see everything with this camera, but there may be some police behind this. Well, oh, whoa, wow, that was pretty close. Wow, that a viral moment there. That was pretty close to that Pepsi truck coming around there. Again, the camera's kind of not full motion video, but nonetheless, that looked a little too close for comfort coming up behind that vehicle. So, again, be careful when you start to see this heavy traffic slowing down. Again, the problem is that it normally slows here at the Bronx River Parkway anyway, so people are kind of used to it. But you got to go left, right, get out of that center lane. So good morning to everybody. Again, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Throw up a comment if you can, especially on YouTube and Facebook. Unfortunately, I can't see the comments on Twitter. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I know we've had a number of people watching us on Twitter saying, hey, we left you a comment and you didn't read it. So unfortunately, I can't read that as of yet. That's an issue with the streaming platform I'm using. It's not so much an issue. It's just that they're working on it. So hopefully we'll get that up and running shortly. So again, that's our issue on the westbound cross Bronx here at the Bronx River Parkway. We are dealing with that broken down water truck. Let's just see if we can see. This is heading into that. I thought maybe they might have zoomed in just so I could see if there was a police escort of some type there. No, I don't see anything. So yeah, so tough ride there on the cross Bronx, but when is it not, right? So you know what? Let's go a little bit south here into Soundview from my good buddy Amin 5-5 or better buddy in Soundview. Yeah, look at that, just getting crushed at the Hunts Point drawbridge. Let me see if the cameras are working on the elevated section. This camera here never seemed to work, but we'll check it out. That's coming towards us. And look at this. Now, this is under construction as well. Wow, it's been a long time since it's been in this section of the Bronx. So maybe they're actually fixing or maybe they're replacing the Hunts Point drawbridge. I'm not sure, but to me, it looks like you're all yeah, that's right at the drawbridge. So they may be fixing the drawbridge. Again, I'm seeing this in real time with you folks. Again, it's been a while since I've been in that section of the Bronx. This is the the upper level. It's really the elevated section of the Bruckner now. That's southbound or westbound. That's going to be heading away. Let's just check it out in between here. Yeah, we're pretty heavy both ways. And actually looks like they're more construction on the Bruckner as well. Wow. Which probably needs it because that is immensely traveled. Let's just check out that Willis Avenue cam on the Deegan. This is north coming towards us, which is just jammed, jammed, right? Go back to the maps. Let's just, let's go to the incident list here this morning. Give a quick refresh, and we've got 4 people watching. We're up to 7 at one point, so that was good. Get up to 10, shall we? That's New Jersey, so I want to go back to New York because we're gonna get to Jersey here at the top of the hour in a couple moments. Go back here. Truck that's still there. Okay, so nothing again out of the ordinary as far as just more volume building through Brooklyn into Flatbush, all the way out to Coney. Almost, we're gonna connect the dots here. We're gonna go maybe Bay 8th, all the way back to Rockaway Parkway or so, then heavy at the airport, and the Cross Island is heavy as you come out of the southern state, all the way up in towards the Grand Central. The Van Wyck is a disaster coming out of the airport, heading all the way up in towards the Kew Gardens interchange. Let's see if we can get a camera in that location just to show you, even though I'm going to show you just a lot of stop traffic here this morning. And VWE, there it is. Look at that. I just feel like the Van Wyck, you could build 10 lanes in either direction and it would still look like this. Personally, there's really no place to do that, but just an absolute mess coming out of or into the interchange, I should say. So with that said, here at 7:55, let's bring it on back over towards the Hudson Valley and Westchester. Kind of hopefully we can keep to this timeline here. Now we're starting to see delays on the Hutch this morning. Oh, there we go. Getting in towards out of Weaver Street, kind of normal stuff here. this morning, coming up from North Ave and heading south this morning. As you get south of 287 is going to be a sluggish ride. Also east on 287, exiting here for the New England Thruway, starting to pick up a little bit of volume there. But the New England Thruway, we're fine. East on 287 is heavy through the Elmsford area, kind of stacked and packed there. Let's see if we can bring up some of those cameras in Westchester. We haven't really done that in a while, and computer seems like it's holding up relatively strong. You know what happens is when the computer gets really hot, the video starts to get a little weird. So, go back full screen, shall we? Because I'm gonna stop my camera for a moment, just to kind of give it a little bit of a break. Let's head over towards Westchester. Let's see what we've got. Westchester has a lot of cameras. So doing Westchester traffic. Let's just see what we got here. And a 4, that's not working. That camera got 3 of them here at the Sprain. So yeah, that's a bit of a heavy ride. We want one actually on 287 ramp. On come on, same one I just did. All the same cameras. So we will head west of that location. Come on. See it once, twice. There. Hey now. Um, So yeah, that's all eastbound in towards exit uh 3 out through 4 Elmsford. So all jammed up there. Not a whole lot you can do about that. So let's spin ourselves over to Rockland County at 7:57. Up on the top of the 8 o'clock hour now. Let's check out the ride on the Thruway at 14. Starting to see some action there, and that's going to be heading south. That is going to be moving away. So yeah, we're up to 7 viewers. Please leave a comment here, and we'll put you on the show on Facebook and YouTube, Twitter. I thank all our viewers there. Unfortunately, you can't read the comments. Just bit of a game reset there for us. Let's continue on over by the Palisades. That's going to be a little bit slow, but kind of when is that not going to be an issue here this morning? Or morning rush hour, I should say. Let's go back to the Google Maps and we'll head over towards the Palisades is fine. You know, yesterday that crashed at 10, so that tied the ride up, but not this morning. Thruway out through Airmont, Suffern is good in Orange County, all the way up into Harriman, Route 6. As you get past the Woodbury Commons Mall is fine, even up towards 84. We're clear out to Stewart if you're headed there for a flight. Pretty quiet. So far, so good. 84 is fine. A little westbound volume out of the Connecticut line in towards Brewster, and then through Goldens Bridge out of Purdy's here this morning on 684 is a heavy ride. But 684 all the way down into basically the area of crosses through Connecticut and back into Westchester out through Purchase. It's going to be moving pretty well. So we are at 7:58 now. I think we're kind of holding to the format. Let's see if our observation data from NOAA has come in with the latest updates here this morning. It does not look like that. Closer towards 8 o'clock, we get some of that data. But nonetheless, temps are into the upper 50s to lower 60s. And as I mentioned earlier on in the show, I'm going to try to get a little bit of a weather component here. Hopefully sometime next week or the week after. So we'll see what we can do. Work in progress, friends. That's what this is. You know, it's a work in progress. Um, Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center. So we got 6 people here watching. Alexandra, good morning to you. She's in East Rutherford, so she's not commuting here this morning into the city. So I guess that's good news for her, doing the work from home thing. And again, that's where we're seeing a little bit of that as well, but there's still a lot of traffic out there nonetheless. I mean, it's just amazing how much traffic we used to sit in 3+ years ago or so, 2018, 2019. It was just stacked and packed all over the place. So, but it's slowly coming back as people are getting out and about and whatnot, slowly getting back to the office or wherever you may be working. So again, just a slow push towards pandemic levels in certain spots. The Hudson River crossings, I'd say, are probably closer towards that pre-pandemic level here. around the tri-state area. So with that said, we are at 8 o'clock. And if that didn't wake you up, I hope it will. Good morning to you. We are up and running now for this 8 o'clock hour. Let's get the camera up. Let's see, the camera's going to slow down just a little bit. Unfortunately, because this computer is cold. I got the cooling fan if you were with me yesterday with that. So 8 o'clock is our time. Good morning to you watching the Tri-State Traffic Show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Just to let you know, I can see only the comments on YouTube and Facebook. If you're leaving a comment on Twitter, I'll get to that after the show is over. So just want to let you know that if you're happen to be watching us on YouTube. Now, I'm on my personal page for YouTube here this morning. Tomorrow, we'll do it on the Tri-State Traffic Show. But if you saw my post earlier on from yesterday on Facebook, go ahead and like the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook page. That'll certainly help me out a lot. And then we'll go ahead and Facebook Live it tomorrow on that platform there. So with that said, good morning, everyone. 8:01 is our time. Let's go back and share my screen here as I got to just find the one. Unfortunately, probably got the wrong glasses on. I keep saying that too many times, right? So let's go back to New Jersey, shall we? We'll start there. Let's go over towards the incident list. So we got cooking here. So, we got a problem on the we got a problem on the George. So let's go full screen with that. Upper level, we've got a problem. Center lane is out of service. Wish I had a camera there. I know there's the camera on YouTube from the Fort Lee Police Department, but I have to see if I'm able to actually use that. So with that said, let's check out the crossings time. This is what I want to do. I want to cross compare times from the Port Authority as well as from the DOT. I think they're both getting the same information from the same spot. About 25 split the difference there at the George, 35 at the Lincoln, 24 at the Holland Tunnel. Again, this is literally coming in, so that number is probably going to go up here before it comes down. So let's just see. Let's go back to the home page here real quick. We'll check out the travel times. Got to. I actually see some rain here. So where is that? Where's that? Oh, knew it. Where is that camera? Where was that camera? Back to that first camera. That's down in Cape May, by the Barnegat Toll Plaza. So starting to see a little drizzle there. So keep that in mind. Get back to the homepage, and I don't know why this is not allowing me to. Let's just widen this up a little bit. Let's just see what we got. There we go. So we'll go to the bridges and tunnels. Yeah, they're getting the same information there. I just wanted to just cross check that just to see what the story is here this morning. So again, some delays at the George Washington Bridge. All right, so let's go back to the incident list because we did have a couple of other things brewing there. All right, so the George crash actually just got cleared. So again, that's the beauty of the Port Authority is that they go ahead and clear these things really, really quick and get them out of the way. So we got the lower roadway that's heading away from Hoboken, Jersey City. We got an accident there. So covered roadways a little bit backed up. Let's go to 295, shall we? 295 Aljo curve. Saying a crash. Let's just see what we've got there. I don't think we'll see. Let's just see. Let's check it out in real time, friends. Let's check it out. That's south. That 168 is heavy. Where is this accident? Let's just see. Coming out of the tunnel. It's going north. 4276, 295 ramps. Let's see. That's through the construction, but I see a police vehicle here. It's coming off the 4276 ramp, 295 north. That's where we're starting to see that that delay. Let's see if it spills back onto 42. It's a little heavy here heading north, but that's kind of just normal for the morning rush hour at this point. Let's see. Yeah, so it's definitely a little bit tied up. Since we're here in this section of South Jersey, 42 at 55. That's a slow ride from that 42 interchange. We'll head down here to 41. That doesn't look bad. North on the far left, so really not a horrible ride there. Let's close this out. 9 at Warren Street. We know there's a camera there. We saw that yesterday. We will check in with our Warren Street camera, which is going to be right there. And there it is. Yeah. Thank our friends over at Jersey State DOT. Job with the cameras here this morning. Spin this over, give you a little wider view of that. So there it is, right in the center of your screen. Time now is 8:06. We've got 5 people watching. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Good morning to you. Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm going to leave it on this camera for a moment and take a quick water break. I'll be back in less than 30 seconds. All right, all right, all right. And I'm not Matthew McConaughey in no way, shape, or form. Good morning, everybody. So we're back to this crash here after a quick break. We've got some problems on the inbound side of 29 for our State House workers. So be careful there, whether our center lane is going to be blocked off. Trenton police are on scene. So it is, let's spin it back towards the tunnel. I'm sure that's, well, no, we're not back to the tunnel here at 129. Surprised at that. You know, actually the upper level there, that park they put in coming out of the tunnel at Cass. Let's just see how backed up it is here. Come on, come on. Let's see if that works. Nope, that's not showing anything. So we will go to the southbound entrance. That's not going to do me any good either. So I say maybe about 10 minutes or so. If you're headed into the Capitol, you may want to jump over towards 129. Could be a little bit better ride for you, give you a little more time. This is 129 here, and where are we with this camera? We are at Lawler as well. So, yeah, so that's just a little bit of a hiccup in the morning ride. Let's go back to the maps, and we'll spin it over again. Our timeline is a little skewed here. Again, just trying to figure this all out and how to get each of the regions. They're hoping to do 5 minutes for New Jersey, 5 minutes the city, 5 minutes for the city in Long Island, I should say, and then 5 minutes for Hudson Valley and Connecticut. So I'm just trying to hold to that time frame, but sometimes it kind of go askew. And also forgot to mention our sponsor. We can't do that. That's a no-no, right? We're sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, located in beautiful downtown Cranford. And you can find more information at the bottom of the screen on the scroll, as well as CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. So we will head over towards Morris County, shall we? First, eastbound, a little bit heavy here at 39 to 42A for 287. Also, this doesn't look bad here. And I think the cloud cover is really what's holding things back just a bit this morning. So that is certainly in your favor. Just a little bit busy east of 15, but nonetheless, I've certainly seen worse at this time of the morning. We've got delays on westbound 24. We lose the lane out by the Short Hills Mall, and then west on 78 is heavy, getting out through Vauxhall in Union, and south on the Parkway is a little heavy through that long-term construction. Now, eastbound 22, I'm wondering if something happened here out by Weequahic Park in Newark. And yeah, that's what's being reported here as a crash just east of North Broad. So now, if you're heading out to Newark Liberty, you're better off paying the toll. If you're watching us in Southern Union County, Clark, Cranford, Kenilworth, Winfield, you're better off with 78 getting out to the airport, because you can see that it's going to be completely wide open here at 8. So we will continue on. Let's check it out by the airport. 19, looks in pretty good shape as well. So really not an issue there. A extension a little heavy here at 14. It's going to be a solid ride both ways to the Stickle drawbridge. When is that not ever an issue? And same thing both ways from 150 Essex Tolls down through 280. Bloomfield 147, 148. That stretch, westbound Route 3 now hits the brakes here at the 46 interchange, and then east on 46. They're seeing a crash here just before you come up to Montclair State. So we will let's go to the cameras, shall we? Let's take a couple checks there of what's going on. Got to zoom this camera, this page out. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, so 22 east at North Broad, as we mentioned, a crash there. Got the 29 issue. We've got the 295 problem. We ran down that for you. We want to go to the cameras and select the tour. We want to go to Route 6. I think it works a little bit better here with it being um, full screen. So let's see, what's it like from North Bucks County, PA to Basking Ridge, New Jersey? Smitty and Jay, good morning to you watching us on Facebook. There we go. Let's take a look very quickly. We'll get to that in a second, Smitty. We want to go to 46, though. I just want to see if I can see that accident. That's a U.S. highway, so that's at the bottom. Where are we going here? Where are we going? That's what the ultimate question is, right? For here, where are we going? So, took that camera out of service. So let's say that maybe at Union Boulevard, I think it's under maintenance. So yeah, we're pretty busy back towards Union and towards Montclair State. All right, Smitty, let's head over towards Buck County, PA, which you're going to be coming in off of 78 here. So as you see here, 78 looks great this morning, even coming out of the Fringetown, Flemington area. If you're coming across Route 12, maybe out of this section here, the Bethlehem, Easton area, if you're further south of that, 12 onto 202 looks good. And again, 78 is a smooth ride all the way in towards the Basking Ridge area. So, Smitty, thanks for watching here. Thanks for the comment. So, good morning to you. So we're fine there. Let's stay in Central Jersey, 287 south of 13. Looks to be a little bit busy. Route 1 kind of typical delays, I should say, through the Edison area. Parkway, we're fine. So is the Turnpike. No major problems there. Even 195 is good. Parkway is starting to build some more moderate volume now at 813. As you get in towards the Lakewood area through Brick from 89 to 91. But again, that's just normally what we see. South Jersey, Cape May, honestly, maybe during the summer, that's when they start to see some traffic. But other than that, this is the place to be, right? Beautiful. Cape May County is just amazing. Let's continue on now, and we'll head over towards North Jersey again. 208's heavy here from Gofflin to Maple, and then both ways Route 4. Hackensack Avenue is just a bit busy, and then both ways of 17 is a slow ride out by the mall. Let's see if we can bring up that camera as well. We'll just do a quick spot check. We want to go to Route 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. There it is, 17. There we go. Hey now. See where we want to go. No, I get this wrong every time because it's the camera on Route 4. Well, you know what? We're on 139. I don't think this camera is in service again. Maybe it is. Yeah. So here's this may be something new, but I don't know if this is the crash that they were mentioning. I think it's closer to the Tunnelly Circle. That's why this is heavy getting out of Hoboken. So if you're traveling to the airport from Hoboken, stay here with the Bay Extension. That's going to be the better ride. Let me see if I can bring up that camera at Tunnelly. That's going to be truck routes 1 and 9, Tunnelly Circle Tour. I don't think that one is working, but we'll give it a shot. Yeah, that one's out of service. There's 2 cameras on that pole there. That one's gone too. So let's try the Charlotte Circle. I don't think that's going to show us anything as well, except for red and blue. And now we've got a double image here. Oh, that's always fun. Is having to put those cameras up. So all right, so where are we going now? We're gonna get off the cameras. We're going to go to the Hudson River crossings. Let's give you a quick refresh here this morning. We're up to 7 people, so that's great. Again, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Go ahead and leave us a comment on Facebook and YouTube. And we'll put you on the show as we did Smitty and Alexandra this morning. 32, a half hour at the George, the upper lowers, and to save a little bit of time. Half hour at the Lincoln, half an hour at the Holland, so you're not too messed up there. Let's go back to the city and let's run down. Let's see if our broken down truck has been cleared. Let's bring it up back to the Bronx. We'll go up here. There it is. And finally, everyone's saying, whoa, hey, we finally have some help. Finally got the wrecker out here onto the Cross Bronx. So I'm sure that I would imagine there's probably a police vehicle behind this, but again, be careful. Again, look, see, you can see it here. I mean, look how tight this is here. You got the workers on the side. Be real careful here this morning. And again, no matter where you are, if you see any construction, emergency workers, move over, get out of their way, give them plenty of room to do their job, because it's dangerous enough as it is already trying to get this water truck onto the back end of the wrecker here this morning. As you can see, that gentleman there, okay, I thought he was going to maybe slow traffic down or just stop it for a minute, but I think you almost need police. Let's see what they're going to do here. I don't know if he's just saying hello to people or what the story is, but just hang with this camera for a minute if the computer is going to cooperate with us. Let's see what we're going to do with this. Let's just go back to the maps. We'll show you how far back that gets back to the interchange in the Bruckner South. It's picking up, again, a lot of extra volume as well, getting into that location. Now, the eastbound side is now causing problems at the George now because everyone's slowing down because they're starting to see flashing lights. And obviously you're seeing, they can see this, what the story is, that this is not moving. So everyone has to, be curious cat and have to try to figure out what the heck is going on. So that's the problem. That's the reason why the George is probably going to start to slow down a little bit more now here in the next couple minutes at 8:17. Hey, we got 8 people. We had 9 people. Let's go. Now we're at 7. Losing friends here fast here this morning. So hopefully it's not the case. Let's assume we get to 10. Now we're down to 6. Trouble ensues, right? So just be careful on that eastbound Cross Bronx. Is going to be jammed. Let's go back to our camera here. This is kind of fun watching. Now, whether he's the driver of the water truck, I'm not sure. I have a feeling, because this is the guy here doing the heavy lifting per se. Hopefully this will be out of the way here shortly. Now we're down to 5 people, so I wonder what's going on here. Again, if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, please leave a comment at 8:18. Twitter comments I'm not able to see, so just keep that in mind. So I think this is the guy from the water truck. He's picking up his cone. I think he's probably going to open up the back of the truck. And no, he's going to leave it on the back of the truck. All right, so we're seeing this in real time. Looks like the front end of that truck is up in the air. Just kind of stay with us here this morning. So whether the guy in the water truck is back into the water truck, he goes in the tow truck, what's going to happen here. Most of these people on the Cross Bronx are probably like, all right, well, let's get this thing out of the way, because it's been out there for, the last hour and 20 minutes that we've been on the air. Let's just kind of hang with this here this morning. See what the story is. Again, this is like I said, this is where it gets really dangerous. I mean, that's why, the tow truck crews and things like that, that's why they have to be really careful as far as to come out and respond to an issue like this. Right. So let's see if he gets back in the vehicle. He's going around the front. So continue on. Let's just see what happens here. I have a feeling this is going to be on the move, so we'll just leave it up in real time. Why not, right? Let's just see how they get this out of the way. So we thank our friends over at the City DOT for the cameras here this morning. And this is the westbound Cross Bronx, again at the Bronx River Parkway. There we go. Finally. I'm not sure when this actually took place, but again, we've been on the air for an hour and 20 minutes, and finally finally have gotten that vehicle out of the way, and so now they widen up the camera, and we're slowly back on the move here this morning. And I mean slowly. So, all right. So let's close it out of that camera before the computer decides to just completely quit altogether. And we'll head over towards the interchange. Well, it's really just going to be, yeah, it's just jammed here this morning. Nothing much you can do about that if a vehicle breaks down. So let's go back to the maps. We'll see what else we can find here at 8:20. Uh, let's go out to the island very quickly. I don't want to say very quickly because we got a lot of friends who live on Long Island. So westbound Sunrise Highway, we're starting to see delays here in Oakdale, Bohemia. So watch for that. Eastbound on Sunrise Highway is heavy, getting through Hampton Bay, Southampton, Watermill, Bridgehampton, out to the G-Man territory, all the way out to East Hampton as well. Let's check in, I should say, with the LIE is fine through Eastern Suffolk, backs up a little bit here at Vets, and then eventually in towards just before the Saddle Coast, but I've certainly seen worse at this time of the morning, and it's actually a little bit lighter than normal, I think, getting into 110, a little backed up here at 44 into 106 and 107, and then we're hitting the brakes here as you get west of Jericho Turnpike over to the Northern State Connector. Northern State Parkway now looks like there's a crash here this morning. Let's see where that is. Is that by Lakeville? Is that before it? Shelter Rock Road. All right. So let's go towards the cameras over on Long Island. See what we've got here on the northern states. Let's see how bad your damage is here. Check it out. Camera. I think that's the LIE though. Yeah, it's the LIE at Shelter Rock. So we don't have a camera on the northern, do we? This is at Willis, and that's why that's backed up because of that crash now being reported here at Shelter Rock. So look for that. Let's go to the Long Island list just to confirm that because I'm sure my good friends at Inform have that on the list. Yep, there it is. Shelter Rock westbound. We've got left lane and the shoulder out, and then east on the southern at the Saddle Coast. Watch for a crash there. So let's check in with that camera. Let's just widen this up just a little bit. We want to go to the southern. Where are we? In Westbury, Carl Place. That is Hempstead Turnpike, and there is the southern state. We're out here this way over to the Saddle Coast Parkway. And surprising, not really seeing that much in the way of any kind of a backup. Surprising there. So maybe it's off to the shoulder at this point. See if we can a camera this morning. Yeah. Cameras again. I don't know if it's a product of my computer or what the story is, but hey, we've got 7 people. Let's go for 10. Our late arrivers to the broadcast, right? There it is at the SAG here. Center median 41A. There it is. It's on the left. The left shoulder, I should say, excuse me, heading east. Run some of that video there. So that's why there's no traffic because it's on the grassy shoulder just before the Saddle Coast. So that's out of the way primarily for you. And again, traffic looks pretty good there. Let's just widen this up. Really, the biggest story in the island is the westbound northern at Shelter Rock is got that crash. So if you're watching us in Hicksville, Jericho, Plainview, Syosset, you want to stay with the LIE instead. A little heavy here, a little sluggish east into the Meadowbrook, and then westbound out of the Wantagh, or actually east, I should say, excuse me, Meadowbrook into the Wantagh is a little bit heavy here this morning. So 8:25 is now our time. Let's head up towards Connecticut and Hudson Valley. Kind of stick to the timetable here before we get to our sponsor at the bottom of the half hour. So south on 95, heavy out of Fairfield, Westport, Norwalk, down through Darien. With that from rest area 22, 21, straight on down the line through about exit 5. And then the Mirror Parkway doing what it does best into 39 at Route 7, all the way to 36 or so. And then just some light congestion out of Trumbull here, 49 or so into 48, and then further down the line through 44. So again, it's just kind of normal stuff. Let's just check out the interchange here with Black Rock Turnpike, see how that is going. That actually looks really good. Really much in the way of a problem here at 46. So that is fairly quiet from 49 to 46, 8 and 25 hitting south in Bridgeport. That's a little banged up just a bit. Route 7 is going to be moving fine. Uh, Greenwich is a little tied up. Let's head to Lower Westchester, shall we? New England Thruway is good. La Hutch over by Weaver Street, both ways. That's pretty busy. South of 287, picking up a lot of volume as well. And I think something may have, I don't know. I just have a feeling something happened here along 287 because there's not a whole lot of sun glare out there. Going east of the Sprain at exit about 5 or so. Um, if there's anything on the ramp. No, I'm not really seeing anything here this morning. That's exit 2. This is exit 3 for the Sprain. So it's yeah, it's just right before here in White Plains. It's just past Route 100, which is Hillside Avenue, and that's exit 5. So I think it's just a lot of volume, but the thing is, I'm starting to see it backing up onto the Tappan Zee and then south on the Thruway. Pretty sluggish ride as well, getting out to the Palisades, which is kind of normal stuff. We'll widen things up here. 684 in Brewster looks good. Even westbound out of Connecticut, the line out of Litchfield on into Brewster is a little bit heavy. 84 Newburgh is fine. Port Jervis, Route 6, all across Orange County is going to be clear. So with that said, let's go over towards cameras. We want to go here. Let's see if we can find a camera on 287. I think we tried this before and it didn't work, and there was not much there. No, that's in Yonkers. We don't want that. Although the cross county is actually looking pretty good there at the sawmill. The big good morning to Mr. Hank watching us in Yonkers, and also a big shout out to my buddy Billy watching us from St. Louis this morning. He's a Long Island guy, moved out to St. Louis for work and family situation, but loves the Long Island tri-state area. Love to come back someday. Huge Mets fan. So I got to say, big shout out to Billy watching us there in the St. Louis area. Good morning to you. Big supporter of the Tri-State Traffic Show. So good morning to you, bud. Hopefully we'll get together one of these days very soon for a little round of golf or a little lunch. So we go east here. This is the Thruway in Terrytown at 9. See how stacked and packed that is. Let me see if I can kind of drill down here a little bit further to see what else we've got going on. So this is at 5 in Hillside Avenue. That is going to be east that heads away. That's slower than I'd like to see. I just don't here at 119. That's not working, that camera. I just don't think it's any kind of an accident or anything. This is at the Sprain 7, and there's 3 cameras in the same spot, and just differently labeled, and there we go. So we go out by the sawmill, just jammed there. This is out to the Thruway at 2, the exit 1, I should say. Yeah, just a lot of volume. I don't have anything as far as what the situation is there. I'm not sure why, but let's just check out the Hudson Valley incident list, just on the chance that something came in. Bronx River Parkway 22, the Sprain. Yeah. North on the Sprain at Tuckahoe, we've got a lane down there with a broken down vehicle, so watch for that. And hey, we're up to 6 people. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, right? 58 degrees coming at you. Facebook, YouTube, I can see the comments there. Throw up a comment if you can. Twitter, thanks for everyone for watching there this morning. Fortunately, I can't see the comments, so just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. So let's take a look at our NOAA weather stations now reporting in with the latest update at 7:51. So we're up to 65 in Newark, 57 into the upper 50s, lower 60s across the island. This morning, still cloudy and overcast out there. And now we're into the lower to mid 60s, especially in the city at Central Park at 62, Somerville in Somerset County, New Jersey at 65. So New Jersey starting to warm up just a little bit. You can see the winds are variable here out of the north and east this morning, about 8 to 10 miles per hour. So definitely not as breezy as it was last couple of days. So once again, as I mentioned before, we're going to try to get a little bit of a weather component working into the broadcast, hopefully within the next week or so. But for now, I'll give you the temperatures here this morning. Can't really give you a 5-day forecast. Don't have that, but we can tell you what it is now as you head out the door. So we're coming up at 8:30. Good morning to you on this very early Thursday morning, or now turning into the mid-morning hours. Odon here in the Tri-State Traffic Center. We welcome you to the big broadcast for a Thursday morning. If you're a New York Rangers fan, certainly a happy group of folks there. The big win over the Penguins, forcing a Game 6 back to the Igloo in Pittsburgh, and it was a remarkable second period there for the Rangers. Scored 3 goals in less than about 2.5 minutes. Listening to Kenny Albert on the call last night, just he is amazing, picking up right in his father's footsteps. His father obviously being Marv Albert, but nonetheless, good win for the Rangers yesterday. I saw the Yankees won as well, so the Yankees are on tear. I think the Mets lost yesterday as well. So, but Yankees and Mets, some of the best teams in baseball. So, some good news for baseball fans here in the tri-state area. So, all right, we're here at 8:31. Don't forget that we are sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Ralph over in beautiful downtown Cranford in New Jersey. CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. You can find his information at the bottom of the screen. We thank him so much for being our first sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. So let's go back to New Jersey now here at 8:30. We'll check in the incident list that we've got cooking here. We've got 22 East and North Broad and Hillside. That's a big problem as well with a crash. So if you're going to Newark Liberty, you want to stay with 7842 north here in Gloucester Township. We've got a left lane shut down there, so watch for that. So let's go back to the maps here on this Thursday. Let's first check out that 22 situation to see what the deal is there. Yeah, that's gonna be right in this area here by North Broad this morning. So you know what? Let me put myself back on camera here, and again, got that working. So get this microphone out of the way so you can see me. So yeah, so east out by North Broad, we're starting to see those big delays all the way back to Vauxhall Road and the parkways. So if you're watching us here in that southern section of Union County, please go with the parkway to exit 142 and take 78, because look at this. I mean, it is just wide open across the board out to Newark Liberty. So you don't want to sit in this traffic. It's probably going to run you 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes. I mean, until they get that accident out of the way. So with that said, we'll stay here in Union County. Take a look at the parkway here. This is a little bit backed up south into the long-term construction, but you know, the ride through Union County, the parkway, Middlesex County looks good. You know, friends, it is I say a fairly lighter commute here on a Thursday. Maybe some of our friends using that work from home on the Thursday, Friday ride and staying at home. You know, getting ready for the weekend, especially as the weather gets warmer, getting into the summer. I certainly could see that. Maybe going to the office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and staying at home Thursday, Friday, because this is definitely a lot lighter than what it was. So we'll check out South Jersey. Bit busy there in the Lakewood area on the Garden State Parkway, the Brick Township. And now 29 is still really heavy here, just off the westbound side of 195. So let's bring up the traffic cameras if we can. Well, now we're getting a water main break here on 70 in Cherry Hill. We got a lane out of service. So let's check in with that to see if there are any problems there. We had that late running construction on 73, which is now gone. Let's just see here onto the Marlton Pike. This is at Old Orchard Road. So that is going to be, well, let's just bring that camera back up again. So I don't know which direction that is looking. That's looking west. Okay, so that's right at that point. I think it's right in the center of the screen there of where we're seeing this problem still being worked on. So that is that water main break on 70. We saw the crash on 42 in Gloucester Township. I don't really see that being particularly busy. Still lower roadway of the covered roadway in Jersey City. We've got issues there, so let's go there next. Let's just take a quick check for Smitty here. Coming out of PA, heading into Basking Ridge, 78 is fine. 202, Route 12, all looking good. Let's head over towards that covered roadway and just check out the deal. It's going to be right there. So it's just as you exit out of the covered roadway here, just before you make that decision to get over towards truck routes 1 and 9. So that's going to be a problem here now, getting back in towards Jersey, or staying in Jersey City, really back to Jersey Avenue. So if you're watching as a Hoboken, you're heading out to Newark Liberty, you're probably better off heading or telling your Uber driver to stay with the Newark Bay extension. Save you a lot of time. As you can see, it's wide open here. Again, it's a little sluggish across the bridge, but at least you're not dealing with the crash here this morning. 440 a little busy in the truck routes 1 and 9, but the Hackey Bridge there, as well as the Passaic drawbridge, that is fine. 280 is a little bit backed up. When is that not in towards McCarter Highway, and then 24 west of the Short Hills Mall is going to be a little bit slow as well. You know what? I'm going to go back to full screen because I think it's a little bit easier to see the maps. Let's continue on to westbound Route 280. This is out towards the 80 interchange here at 836. A little bit busy. East is heavy out of Denville into Parsippany. When is that not? And then eastbound 46 starting to loosen up a little bit here as you get out towards the Route 3 interchange. And then Route 3 has actually been playing very nicely here this morning. So good for those folks there on northbound 21. Still pretty busy into the 2046 interchange, 17 both ways at Essex Street and Lodi is heavy. And then south here, we're starting to pick up some volume out through the Bendix Steiner and Williams Ave, south of 80. I think it's just a little bit of volume, nothing reported so far. And then south on 208 from Goffle Road, we'll put it at. Let's just see it from right. Lincoln Ave, Maple Ave, Goffle into Maple. Kind of the normal stuff there this morning. Let's give you a rundown of the Hudson River crossings. We'll do a quick refresh here. Again, we got 6 people watching, so that's pretty awesome. Let's see if we can get to 10 by the 9 o'clock off-air time. So 40 at the George now for the upper, 23 for the lower. 30 at the Lincoln, about 20 at the Holland. And I think the upper level was the issues with the eastbound rubbernecking delays with that issue with that broken down water truck onto the Cross Bronx, which we know has been cleared because we saw it live in real time here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. So that's now out of the way. But again, it's now backing itself up with all this rubbernecking delay heading back to the Garden State. So our time now is 8:37. Let's take another spot check here of the city. And where is there not traffic? First, let's show you the good news here for my friends Anna and Nikki on Staten Island this morning. Thanks for watching. This is the Staten Island Expressway. Actually looks good. I don't even really, this is not really doing anything for me there. Getting into Clove Road, across the Verrazano, a little heavy east on the belt. It's heavy out to Bay 8th, and then the westbound belt is a solid ride from we'll go Rockaway Parkway all the way through to Bay Parkway, Bay 8th Street. Inbound Gowanus is heavy from Fort Hamilton Parkway all the way up to the Brooklyn Bridge. Midtown, the Battery Tunnel is going to cost you about 15. Brooklyn Bridge back to Brooklyn is a solid ride. Williamsburg Bridge is about 10 plus there. Stay with the Manhattan Bridge if you can. And then the BQE is just a solid ride from Queens Boulevard all the way straight on down the line through Flushing Avenue. And then we'll go about 20 minutes, 25 at the Midtown Tunnel, about 15 at the Queensboro Bridge. LIE doing what it does best, although it's starting to clear up a little bit here out of Nassau in towards just west of the Clearview this morning. All the way through the Fairgrounds, the Grand Central, a lot of stop and go volume here. The Clearview on over towards Q, and then the Van Wyck is pretty much a mess both ways out through Hillside Avenue. West on the Belt is heavy out at the airport. When is that not heavy? La Crosse Island is pretty busy coming up into Hempstead Turnpike in towards the Grand Central, and then south coming straight off the Whitestone, getting out by Bayside Marina. That's a solid ride. And then this Whitestone Expressway Grand Central combo here this morning has been really getting hit hard out by City Field all the way out through LaGuardia and then straight on to the RFK Triborough Bridge in towards Manhattan. I feel like it just has one big ring of red all the way around the southern sections, northern sections of Queens, southern sections of the Bronx. Just everyone coming off of the Whitestone Bridge. Throggsec and the bridges themselves don't look bad. And again, that crash on the westbound side, or the broken down vehicle at the Bronx River, that's out of the way for us this morning. North coming up the Throggsec extension on the Bruckner at the Hutch is going to be just a bit heavy. And the Deegan, still some stop and go traffic from the Mosholu into the Cross Bronx, and then south here on the Henry Hudson is pretty busy. Just south of the Henry Hudson Bridge, almost all the way down the west side. FDR Drive is just getting drilled here this morning. Wow. I mean, just coming down from Third Avenue Bridge, RFK, just a lot of volume pushing all the way down into the lower upper 20s, I should say, south of the Midtown Tunnel. Just a real mess. The southern sections of the drive in towards the Battery Tunnel, into the Battery Park underpass, that looks pretty good for the most part. Let's check in now with where are we going? So let's check in with the helicopter. But I don't have a helicopter, so let's go to the MTA. We'll see what the scene is here this morning on the subways as well as the rails. We'll take a look at the W train. Replaced 57 7th Avenue, starting at Ditmars Boulevard, and that's going to be for some track work there. We'll check in with the rails. Island Railroad is fine. We've got the planned substitute busing going to take effect here in less than 10 minutes on the Pascagoula Valley line. Got some delays on the Hudson line, 5 to 10 in both directions between Harlem 125 out to the Grand Central, at the Grand Central Terminal because of signal issues. So watch for that if you're heading inbound to the city via the Hudson line. So let's see where the time is now is 8:41. You're watching the Tri-State Traffic Show. A little less than 20 minutes left in the big broadcast here this morning. Let's go to Connecticut as we get up towards 8:45. We'll take a very quick break. Again, do a little weather, do a little pay the bills, the sponsor. So we'll head up towards Fairfield, towards Route 7. Again, from exit 22 on 95 all the way through. I'm going to push that all the way down into exit 5. And then the Barrett Parkway is heavy south of 39, Route 7 out to 36. Let's see where that delay kind of eases up for you. Kind of just let's just see if anything is cooking here. I don't think so at this point. Let's go into exit 36. Yeah, just south of 36 is where that kind of eases up for you. Let's check in with the 8 and 25 is fine in Bridgeport, south out of Trumbull, a little bit busy here this morning. South of the 8 and 25 connector, we'll check in with, let's check in with our Connecticut incident list. I don't really see anything at this point. Well, they did some New Jersey there pop off the screen. Just delays across the board, so we're okay there. We saw Metro North do a quick spot check again of 287 here in Westchester. Eastbound straight off the bridge is heavy all the way to exit 5. I don't think didn't see anything there. I think it's just a lot of volume, but now the problem is it's starting to back itself up across the Tappan Zee. Gotta watch for that. So Rockland County, we're thinning it out pretty nicely here. Just a little bit of sluggishness out by 13 in the Palisades, but that's it. Take a quick check up towards upper Westchester and Orange County, west on 84. Let's see what's going on there out by Stewart. Nothing reported, but just out in front of the airport, looks like we may have a problem there. Unfortunately, there's no cameras in that location, so I can't show you anything. Even Brewster in 684 is looking good. That's kind of really what I'm thinking, friends, is that, a lot of our folks who can work from home doing the Thursday, Friday drill, staying home, that's a pretty good play. Although if it were me, if you're able to, I maybe would do the work from home Monday, Tuesday, go into the office Thursday and Friday, because if you got all those folks who are doing it the opposite way, you're going to see a little bit better ride. So it's really not going to that much of a catastrophe for you to drive on in. So, all right, so 8:44 is our time. We'll give you another quick check of the weather as we come up on 8:45, and we'll take a very, very quick break. So, yeah, those are our reporting stations a little before 8. So, in towards the upper 50s to lower 60s across the board. The winds starting to calm down just a bit. So that's some good news. And really, Somerville there and Newark, and Somerville and Newark are the hot spots at this point. 65 degrees, 57 at Kennedy, out on the island. Islip, Shirley, Farmingdale into the upper 50s to lower 60s. All right, folks, 8:45 is our time. And once again, we are sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, cranfordvanillabeancreamery.com. We'll talk to you about our friend Ralph over there in Cranford, New Jersey, in historic Union County. There's his website. Let's check out some of the flavors he's got cooking up here: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, just some of the favorites for summer. And he also makes an awesome sorbet, blood orange sorbet. That's what I had the other evening, and it is just outstanding. Bananas Foster, an award-winning ice cream for Ralph a couple of years back at the Toms River Ice Cream Festival, really New Jersey Ice Cream Festival. But again, has the normal stuff, the regular staples, the core three, strawberry, chocolate, vanilla. Everything is handmade and homemade from scratch. A vanilla chocolate chip, party cake. That is going to be my favorite. But he makes these very unique cupcakes. I've never seen this in any other ice cream shop. Really delicious stuff. A little bit of vanilla cake with the vanilla bean ice cream on top. Awesome for a kid's birthday party or for an adult's birthday party as well. Why not, right? He also makes ice cream sandwiches, the flying saucers, the chip witches, which are absolutely delicious with that soft vanilla ice cream. And another specialty of Ralph's is going to be the cakes. He makes these awesome ice cream cakes, from large sheet cakes to small round cakes, from 5, 6, 7 people all the way up to 40 people. So you can get anything custom made. Any of the hard ice cream can be made into a cake that he has. You can do a little party cake, holy cannoli combo there, which we got of really, that sounds actually pretty good. I haven't had breakfast yet, friends, so we're going to do that after the broadcast. We also make some signature cakes, the Bananas Foster party cake, chocolate blackout, mocha bomb. So certainly give Ralph a call, 272-3000. Tell him I sent you. He's off of 22 North Avenue West in beautiful downtown Cranford, right off the historic Raton Valley line in beautiful Cranford, New Jersey. And take a visit here to the website, cranfordvanillabeancreamery.com. All right, so we're at 8:47. Let's go back to the New Jersey incident list. I saw something was cooking here along Route 3 this morning, westbound at 495. That is not good. Never good when we report an accident. So want to save the weather for one last check of the weather in just a moment. But we want to go here. We're going to go to the cameras in Jersey. Got camera list. Let's see if it's going to be the 495 camera is where we want it. Columbia Ave. All right, so that's why 495 is slowing down. Heading out to Route 3. This camera's working here. That is out of service. So let's just see what Route 3 is doing. And my feeling is that the one at Patterson Plank is working, because I have a feeling that's how my friends at DOT know about this one. No, I don't see anything, although I think we're too far west of the crash. I think it's right at 495. Let's see. That's 19 camera at Route 3. That's not going to do us any good there. Okay. All right. I see what it is. All right. So there's the crash. It's westbound 3, because technically, yes, I was looking in the wrong spot. I was thinking it was on the other side of 495. It's on this side of 495 through the long-term construction. Let's blow this up and we'll give you an idea of where we are, friends. Come on. Refresh. Come on. What are we doing here? No. All right. So we're west of Tunnelly Ave here in North Bergen. So we've got a 2-car crash here. And now this is all under construction. It seems like everything is under construction around our area, right? backing things up onto 1-9. Again, that's Tunnelly Avenue. Let's go back to the maps, give you an idea of where that is. Let's head this way. That is going to be in this location here. Yeah, so it's right there on that ramp. So what that's doing is really banging up traffic here on Tunnelly Ave, getting all the way back to Secaucus Road. So that's probably going to run about 10 plus 15 minutes, maybe. If you use this to get out to the Lincoln Tunnel. Yeah, so then south out of North Bergen there, trying to get your way into Secaucus, that's going to be a bit of a tough ride. So we'll go back to the cameras. Where did my camera go? There it is. So north, I believe that's North Bergen's, that's their jurisdiction there. So they're on scene here this morning with that left lane going to be closed up and out of service. Unfortunately, I don't have a camera on Tunnelly Ave, but nonetheless, that's going to be a bit of a tough ride. So let's run down the list here again. We've got that water main break on 70 as well, and they're still saying that there's this problem on the outbound Skyway, or at least approach to it, underneath the covered roadway. And I think they are right. Again, another tough spot like the Cross Bronx, where it just gets difficult to get in there and get some help to to those folks who are in this accident. Okay, folks, 8:50 is our time. Got 10 minutes left in the Tri-State Traffic Show here for a Thursday morning. Good morning to you. Again, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you are able to post a comment, that would be much appreciated. Let's see if we can get some of these numbers up a little bit more. We've got 5 sustained folks watching us here this morning. Cannot read the comments on Twitter, so just so you know that. Disclosure, it's just Facebook and YouTube. So if you can go ahead and leave us a comment, maybe let me know what you'd like to see here in the next 10 minutes of the big broadcast for a Thursday. Let's run down. We'll do a quick spot check of the Hudson River crossings now this morning. Let's just see what the updated travel times are here. George Lincoln Holland. George is now on an average upper is about 45, 25 at the lower. Lincoln 25, 20 at the Holland, and getting thinner as we speak. So we'll widen up the map. Let's just finish Jersey off here for the morning. Just still some traffic here along on 80 at the 280 interchange, and then west on 24 to the Short Hills Mall, a bit busy. Loosening up here on the Parkway in Bloomfield. Then 280 both ways out to the Stickle is a bit heavy. So is southbound 17 and Essex Street in Lodi, and then 21 is heavy as we make our way out towards Route 46. Let's head over towards Central Jersey now. Certainly, this looks fantastic. Again, I think that work from home thing is working out to a lot of our friends' favor. Taking Thursday, Friday off, maybe. Turnpike 195, Parkway is good. 29 still a little bit tied up, getting in towards Warren Street. You know what? Let me bring up that camera this morning at Warren, because I had a feeling that may still be there. Let's check it out at Warren Street. Let's see what we got. All right, so that's been gone for a while. So as you can see, traffic moving fairly decently. South Jersey is moving pretty well, except for 55 and 42, and then 295. A little tied up just past Route 30, and then this Route 70 issue is becoming a bigger problem here this morning with that water main break that's out there. See if we can give you a little more detail on that. Here in Cherry Hill, I think there was a camera in that location. Yes, it is. This is on Marlton Pike, which locals call it. And yeah, wow. Of emergency construction there with that water main break. Wow, there's a lot of construction. So this could be a fairly significant water main break. So just be careful if you're using this to get out towards the Turnpike and 295 here in the Cherry Hill area. So with that said, let's higher New Jersey here for the morning. Let's bring up the New York list. So now we got a crash here on the New England Thruway. North at 17, misplaced tractor trailer on the Northern State. Not good news there. That is going to be east at Hollow Road and 106, 107. Get to that in a minute. All right. For the most part, the city doesn't look terrible this morning, except for the obviously volume. Let's head over towards. What's this here? This shouldn't be. This is south of the Parkway. Looks a little heavy out at what, two. Um, some ramp closure with some construction off the express side. Let's just see here. Let's see if it gives you any more information. So just to be mindful of that. All right, so we're going to finish up New Jersey for the morning. Another red spot here on the Parkway. I have a feeling this may be some construction setting up. Yeah, getting out to 117. And that's been last couple of mornings. Eastbound Staten Island Expressway now is back to its regularly scheduled broadcast here at 8:55. As you get out towards 440 and then heavy across the Verrazano, straight onto the Gowanus, all the way up onto the BQE is just a mess. Look at this Belt Parkway really getting hit hard west from especially Sunrise Highway all the way out to Coney Island Avenue. And the Van Wyck is going to be a bit of a disaster as well. As you get in towards the Kew Gardens interchange, Midtown Tunnel, about a half an hour, 15 at the Queensboro Bridge, and then the Whitestone Expressway, both ways here through Flushing, a little bit heavy west on the Grand Central, or a mess out by City Field, and the LIE heading east out to the Cross Island, and the Cross Island is, again, a solid ride from the Clearview on over to the LIE. Now, the westbound Cross Bronx is now really getting hit hard here. And now something I think could be setting up the midday road work on the lower of the George. That's probably in the hour time frame or so. So watch for that. Now let's get to the issues on the northern state this morning with that misplaced tractor trailer. This is before 106, 107 in Hicksville. So let's go to the cameras this morning. And we got 7 people. So somebody leave me a comment here and let me know what you want to see in the last 4 minutes, shall we? Let's go over. Let's see where this is. Northern state. That's why tractor trailers aren't allowed on parkways in New York and parts of New Jersey as well. It's the low overpasses. Let's just see what we got. There it is. Hollow Road. Wow, did that truck is stuck fully underneath that overpass. Probably realized that when the cabs started to scrape along the bottom of the overpass. Certainly not a good sound for a truck driver. All right, so that one could be there for a little bit on some on the northern state. Look at my bearings here. We are on the eastbound side, even though it says the traveling west is closest. They've zoomed the camera in. It's definitely the eastbound side. Let's just see how far back that delay goes before we finish up our spot check up in Connecticut and the Hudson Valley before we sign off for the morning. Let's go here at Post Ave. Yeah, that's a heavy ride. So if you can get yourself over to the LIE, will be the better of the situations. Hopefully they can get the truck out from underneath the overpass, which could, certainly take some doing to not really, first of all, damage the overpass, and 2, damage the vehicle even more what it probably already is. So we'll keep an eye on that. Seeing some delays here, 106, 107. Now that's not really much there. So let's widen it up just a bit. Some delays in the LIE here. Little sluggish heading west out of 40 to 39. I don't have any reports of anything happening there. Let's go at Glen Cove Road. That's still going to be on the brakes as well. Let's head down to the southern state very, very quickly. We'll take another quick check of that. Yeah, southern state looks great, except for here. 106, and that's westbound coming towards us. So that's still a little bit onto the brakes here this morning. And look at that. We've sustained about 7 people here the last 15, 20 minutes. So I want to thank all of our viewers here on your Thursday morning ride. So let's close out of New York here for a minute. We'll do a quick spot check of the rails. and we'll retire that for the morning. We have this track work on the W, so watch for that. We head over to the rails. Now the Harlem line has got some delays, 10 minutes there because there's some signal issues between Grand Central and 125th. It's also going to affect the Hudson line and the planned substitute busing on the Passaic Valley line, Pascagoula Valley line, I should say, in New Jersey. That's for track work until 3, and then delays. Again, they're pushing it up onto the New Haven branch. Again, New Haven branch to Metro North because of those signal issues. 125 out to the Grand Central station. So watch for that. So let's retire the subways and buses for the morning. Let's go back to Connecticut very briefly. Let's check in with the incident list there. Nothing across the board as far as accidents are concerned. We'll widen things up and go back to the maps. Let's take a quick check there. Still our typical delays here on 95 South out of Fairfield, straight on down to Route 7, and then from 8, now pushing volume into Stamford, through 8 through 5 into Greenwich, and then south of Route 7 out to exit 36 is really the heaviest. Lower Westchester, 287 still heavy off the Tappan Zee on over towards exit 5, where Rockland and Orange counties are going to be in fantastic shape. One quick last and final check of our weather conditions. I think an error has occurred while processing your request. That's not good. So there we go at the latest updates here at 8:53 for certain locations. 66 WNBC. No, far from that. 66 here at Newark Liberty. So that's the warm spot really is Somerset County, closer to 70, 69 degrees there. Still into the upper 50s out on the island. So we're starting to warm up just a bit, and the winds are, light and variable, as they say, except for LaGuardia coming in off the northeast at 13. So with that said, I think we're going to wrap up things here for a Thursday morning. Want to thank you very, very much for joining me here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. And once again, we're sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. You can see their information at the bottom of the screen and go in and say hello to Ralph. And again, I want to thank him very much for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. So with that said here, make it a fantastic morning and the rest of your early Thursday, and we'll